Right, okay, I can tell you why I couldn't hear you. I'd not turned my headphones on. So that's super.
That's my trick. I've done that before.
Well, last night I was using the in-ear headphones, weren't I? So I'd got
Yeah.
the Realtek audio ones. So I have to swap them over to my Arctic, wherever it is, Pro thing. But yeah, so I'm seeing a lot of people on Twitter saying, can't wait to ditch Meta. I'm of the inkling of, I need to try this headset first.
Yes.
Before I give any more impressions of whether I'm buying one or not, because if I'd have tried the Quest 2, there's no way I would have bought that, and I'm not going through that again. And like I said with the Pico Ultra, when me and Gary tried that, within seconds, we both went, yeah, this ain't Quest 3 quality. So, you know, they're launching a headset that's not even competing with the Quest 3 anyway, visually, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So it's a case of waiting for that. But I've watched that bloke's video where I've sent a link to, and he was like, yeah, great optics, and you know the panel's good too. And you think, I need someone like us to try it, who will say, yeah, there's a bit of screen door here, or this isn't right, or you know, refresh rate's not great, and I've got artifacts on this, or whatever. Any negatives about it, what nobody's saying, which is not surprising anyway.
Well, I don't know. I would go and watch the upload video because I think Heaney massively struggled to even say the panel was good.
Really?
It sounds like it. I don't know. From everything I get, it feels like it's not. Maybe it might be slightly dimmer. This is an overall impression from multiple sources, but it feels like it might not be quite as bright as a Quest. It feels like the screen door's visible.
I hope the screen door thing's not a thing, because it should definitely not be a thing in this day and age, especially with pancake lenses. Yeah. I mean, Quest has eliminated it pretty much 99%. It's very rare I see anything.
Yeah.
And this is the thing you've got. The Quest 3 is so good, panel-wise. Even this, the lenses in the panel is great. And I can't knock them for that. Everything else, yeah, I can knock Meta. But for that, I can't. Yeah. There's nothing I can say bad about it. And that's what the Steam frame is gonna be compared to.
Well, the only thing I always say, and I said it on the podcast as well, what's bad, and excuse me if there's any clanking or ringing or any noises, because I've just got up and I'm making a cuppa. Train of thought, I am not awake. I am absolutely not awake.
I spent all night thinking about Steam frame and thinking about the negatives and the positives and things like that.
I've not had enough sleep. I've been trying to watch bits. I watched some of the Gamers Nexus one, some of the Upload one, read stuff on Road to VR, and it was like I went to bed probably 3 hours later than I should have done.
I mean, there are some good positives on it. I mean, like on that video, you can basically just pull the front off.
Yeah.
And it's just the brains and the lenses, and you can attach whatever strap and battery. So there's going to be loads of straps and battery packs coming out for them, which is great.
Yeah. The problem is the screens and the lenses are fundamental.
Yeah. And that's what's hard. That's why we're hesitant, right? We all think the same thing regarding the screens. If it had like a 2560 by 2560 or something, but is it going to be one of those things where the panels? What's the standard res on the Quest 3? It's not even that, is it? It's not 2160 or whatever. But with Quest Games Optimizer, we know we can bang it up to way more than what it actually is.
It's something like 2060 by, is it 2200? It's a slightly rectangular display.
Yeah.
Where this is more square. Now, the one thing I would say is maybe the optics on this are that good that it's just showing the screen door up. Maybe it's that and the combination of the FOV being slightly larger, maybe.
I know the lenses look really nice, mate. I mean, I've seen that video and I thought they look bigger than what the Quest is, to be honest.
Yeah.
They're huge, but they do look slightly curved. So that's another thing. I just need to try one. But whether you'll be able to try one, because I can't see this being available in curries and things like that. You know what I mean? It'll be to buy from Steam. And then I just hesitate buying it and then going, oh my, God, why have I bought this? It's not as good as my Quest 3.
Well, as you said on Discord, it's like it could be if they do pre-orders and it's like put your name down and put a deposit down, and then you don't then you don't have to go through the purchase afterwards. I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
because then it'll give you an idea about how fast that initial wave of pre-orders sell out. And if they sell out fast,
I think it'll sell out, mate.
Yeah,
I really do.
If it sells out, I mean, look at me. I had the Steam Deck for all of a week or two.
Yeah.
I was massive, and this is another worry because I hate it. I just thought it was poor. The panel on the launch Steam Deck panel was just so lackluster, and that's the first time I can remember thinking that about any sort of panel or screen in forever. Because normally that sort of stuff don't bright me. It doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
But I didn't think it was that bright or vibrant, and it was like, ugh. And then like a couple of weeks later, obviously, it's like, oh, well, CEX are offering silly money for them. I really just can't turn it down. It was just impossible to turn down.
I mean, this is the thing with the Steam frame. You'd think, okay, so this is the first generation, fine. Maybe in a couple of years they'll bring an upgraded version out, OLEDs and things like that. But if they're saying now this is a premium device, then they're not going to bring another one out. They're not going to bring an uprated version out. And there's so many things we don't know, like the chipset on it. We don't know the speeds and what type of things it runs. I don't know. There's just too many unknowns at the minute, isn't there?
It's hard. It's hard to quantify it because it's a different architecture. It's ARM,
exactly.
And I know, like Norm was going on about actually mentioning clock speeds, and I'm sure he said something like on about the core being like sort of a gigahertz above or something. But it doesn't mean anything when it's a different architecture.
Yeah.
You know, we need to be able to use one and try one, and I don't know, I'm all over the place with it. I mean, there's two things what make me think, I really sort of want one to at least to have a look, because the comfort sounds incredible.
Yeah, it does.
You know, when you've got half the weight on the front and half the weight on the back, it's like, somebody got it right. Somebody actually got it right.
I mean, like with the Quest 3, we'll bang on about how much better it is with third-party straps and facial interface and that. It's still not as comfortable as the Quest 2 was for me. Whether that's the shape or the design or the weight, like you say. But
for me, it is for me with the... I can't remember what head strap I'm using on the Quest 3.
Kiwi one, isn't it? The Kiwi...
Is it the Kiwi one?
I think you've got the 4 and I've got the 3. Pretty sure I've got the 3.
Yeah.
What you sent me.
And that...
It helps. It's better.
Has that one got a top strap on it?
Yeah.
On yours? Yeah. I'm going to say, because that makes a world of difference for me. And just the open side of the metafacial interface as well. That combination for me just makes it it is better. Say comfortable. It's nice. It's nicer to wear.
And you can also sort of like leverage the front off from your face just a little bit, can't you, as well? So it's not really putting all that force on, because you've got it on the top of your forehead and the top of your head, where it's taking all the weight anyway.
Is that one a Halo strap you've got?
It's kind of like a Halo one it has got like a top part above the fascia.
Right, yeah, that's the one. Yeah, so the one I'm using isn't.
Yeah,
the one I'm using isn't. It's just a padded top strap, because I've definitely come to the opinion that I'm not a massive fan of Halo straps unless there's a top strap as well. I
think they need a top strap. I think they need the full whack.
I don't understand why. Yeah, because they are charging for that. Michelle pointed out it was like they are charging, and when they've got this is what annoyed me. They call it a comfort kit. It's like you're bringing out an extra add-on thing you've got to pay for and calling it comfort.
I know.
I don't like you've got your design wrong on the product, mate. If you're having to bring out something you're calling it a comfort kit as an add-on,
it seems odd, and you can guarantee it's going to be like $129. Or you guarantee that's what it'll be.
I don't know. I don't think it will. It's Valve. I've got semi-confidence in that they wouldn't do an Apple with it. I don't think they can, but I can easily see it being like $50. You know, because some companies try and do that to, as an add-on for like a Quest straps or Knuckles or whatever.
Yeah.
Although you can probably get them a lot cheaper now.
I mean, it's not a battery, is it? So it's just a strap. So you may be right about the ballpark.
Yeah. There's nothing.
It's not as if they're offering a Quest Pro strap Meta with a battery, Elite thing for 130 quid or whatever. So yeah, you might have a point on that, but again, it comes down to price, isn't it? I've seen so many varied things. That machine, whatever it was, Steam machine that I've just looked at. I thought that'd be great for the missus. Do you know what I mean? And I'm like, this is really good. And it's like, oh, this should be about £600. I'm thinking, really?
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's like a PC console as such, but if they start bringing prices out like that, then they can't charge much more for the Steam frame, surely.
Well, it all depends, doesn't it? It all depends.
Do you think it'll be £1,000?
I can see it being $1,000.
Yeah, for the terabyte version.
Yeah.
I can see it being like $799. Because what else is there to get? Yeah. I mean, there's Meta, and like I've said on Twitter, a lot of folks are even saying, can't wait to jump ship. They've had enough of Meta. I'm not keen on Meta. But the headset's so bloody good. That's the problem.
Yeah.
You know, the UI's awful. The firmware updates are awful. BOS is awful. The whole Meta system is awful.
Yeah.
How closed off it is. And then you've got, it's going to be open, isn't it? The Steam one's going to be totally open. So
yeah,
you're going to get quite a lot of things for it, I think. And I think devs will probably generate to that. But saying that, there's 10 million folks on Quest 2. And devs don't do anything now, really.
Yeah. I mean, it just, I was only listening to it, and so I was only really hearing the bits that were reading out. But the people in chat on the upload thing didn't seem, or some of them at least, weren't impressed, saying, oh, it's, they failed with the panel, it's dead on arrival and all that.
This is it.
I hate, I've not even dared to go on and have a look on Reddit to see what's happened, because Reddit were expecting...
Don't think they'll be happy, if I know Reddit.
Yeah, Reddit were expecting micro OLED displays with 140 FOV.
I mean, it's got some things great going for it, but it all comes back to me and you, hesitant, Gary too, and probably a lot of other folks, is the panel and res. What those lenses, what it is. It's very Quest-like.
Yeah. The thing, I still think, I think you're right in that it'll sell out. I think it'll do very well. It's people will want it because of the Valve sort of ecosystem.
Yeah.
The Steam store, the fact they've got a library of games. If you've never played VR before, there's, I mean, how many cheap VR games do you see on there now? These,
quite a lot.
It's ridiculous.
I hope it bumps the PC VR back up again, since Meta killed it, and Meta did kill it at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And I hope more devs do start bringing hybrid things out. I mean, I saw a post on Twitter where someone saying this might encourage more devs to make VR games. And I'm thinking, well, if they've already got it flat and they can play it flat in their headset, do you think it'll encourage people to play flat games in it?
I don't see why. I absolutely don't see why. And Heaney were saying this as well. It's exactly what I've said. In the fact, why would I want to play games in this sort of like backlit LCD screen when I can play it on my OLED TV?
Yeah, that's
it's like thing. There's no point. There's absolutely no point. But that's my use
that
case.
Steam machine would appeal more to people like that than what the actual Steam frame would, unless they are interested in VR.
Yeah, but there's use cases, isn't there? Because there's people do sit in the family living room with a headset on while their missus is watching bloody Emmerdale Farm or whatever the hell it's called these days. Yeah.
While the missus is on the PC, that's it. I'm playing Walkabout Mini Golf or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm expecting them to announce soon as well. Yeah. Within the next few days, we are porting across the Steam frame and coming out in blah blah blah.
The one thing I can say is you might get developers inclined to put a 3D mode into a game.
Yeah.
If they're doing it with the Steam frame in mind, they might think, well, we could just make it sort of 3D, not VR, but actually 3D. I can see that happening in more than the odd case. But I think I've got a horrible feeling that might become more of a norm than an actual VR mode.
I'm just waiting when it's been released, and then within a month, I'm checking the Steam charts, and then I'm seeing Gorilla Tag trending, and that being the number one app on the Steam frame. And that's it. Game over already.
Yeah.
I just hope it doesn't become a free-to-play garbage thing like Meta's allowed the Quest to become.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's across the board, because we are still getting games, Arcane Age, Memoriam, Deadpool, etc. We are still getting games coming out for it, so there is that. But it's a whole thing of people saying Meta don't care anymore.
Yeah.
And they're not proving us wrong, are they?
No, they're not. They're absolutely not. It's such an awkward one. And I know I'm not entirely sure because I've not listened back to our podcast at all. But I sort of feel we were sort of middle of the road on the whole thing.
Yeah.
And having listened to stuff, having listened to like the upload stuff, and others, I've got a feeling we're not on our own in the fact that there are some doubts. It just feels so annoying that they seem to have nailed some, very important points. The binocular overlap sounds amazing, which is it's always been a bugbear of mine on the Quest 3.
Yeah, it's not great.
The comfort and weight distribution sounds incredible, which again on every other headset has always been a major annoyance of mine. So there's two massive plus points for me that make me go, oh, I really want this to be a good headset.
Yeah.
Because those 2 points for me are massively important. And it's just like that panel, if it could have just been, or from what it sounds like, from what we've heard, it just sounds like it needed to be just a bit better. But then again, like I said, maybe it's those lenses. Maybe those lenses are so clear that we've got to the point where it's just showing up the limitations of maybe a 2K by 2K panel. Maybe that panel res isn't enough now if the lenses are that good.
I mean, the LCD on the Quest 3 anyway, is really good, right?
It's good for an LCD panel. It's good.
Yeah. I mean, I don't see the OLED stuff like you guys do in the PSVR 2, so I can't really compare. And maybe my eyes are used to it, but stepping up from the Quest 2, but putting that on straight away, it was like, oh my God, this is so much better than what the Quest 2 was. It was horrendously bad. But then again, I guess there aren't really too many dark scenes on Gorilla Tag for kids for anyone to be bothered.
This is it.
Let's hope it's a kick up the arse for Meta. And I hope they've got Boz in office now and they're ringing him up by his bollocks and saying, what's going on? We need to sort something out. None of this free-to-play shit. Let's, are we cracking on with Quest 4 or what? Because by now we've usually heard some sort of rumours about Quest 4 and I've heard nothing.
Yeah, we know there's not going to be one next year. They're bringing out, they'll be bringing out the glasses with the puck that you stick in your pocket.
Do you really think there won't be one next year? Because that's when they're supposed to be bringing it. I mean, it's 2 years now, right? Which is when they usually bring a new headset out. But at the Meta Connect thing, there was no mention of anything. And it was, look at how good these glasses are that nobody wants.
Everything seems to say that next year it's another pair of sort of like an AR type or a premium headset, not AR glasses, a premium headset aimed at, more. I don't know whether they're going for like a Quest Pro type, effort again, but it sounds like it'll be a headset with a puck next year, not aimed at the gamers. And if there's a Quest 4, there won't be one until 2027.
Well, the Quest 3 is underutilised as it is, isn't it, really? We know the panel's way below what it can be. We know the games are way below what they can be because we've got Quest Games Optimizer where you can bang them up 170% in resolution and they play fine. So they don't utilise it as it is.
Some stuff does.
Walkabout Mini Golf.
There's also that thing of balancing it against the battery life and the thermals. And
that's another thing I saw today. Now you mentioned battery life. Somebody talking to some Valve thing. Did you see that? A good case scenario, 4 hours. Worst case scenario, 1 hour. An hour?
Yeah, it's like, what are you doing if you... Yeah, it's... I mean, if you average that out, it might just be on average. It might be a Quest lifespan.
I think so.
Now, here's the thing: you can rip that strap-on battery off, and there'll be Bobo ones available, and other ones, no doubt. So that is gonna, change. That's the good thing, and the good thing being, it's like, it's not an extra battery. You can use it as your main, a main replacement battery. Yeah. Although maybe Bobo will do a swappable one. Who knows?
The thing's there, isn't it, for it to be done?
Yeah, this is it. The modability is way above a Quest.
Yeah,
from the sounds of it. But what was the? Damn it! There was something. I was listening to Upload and I found something amusing. Again, it was like before I went to sleep, and I've totally forgotten now.
What, as amusing as us losing a sub during our stream?
Yeah. That's part of the course, I'm sure.
Well, I worked it out, because I can't remember what it was. Is it Black Market or something said you need a hype button? Set the hype button up on your stream and we can hype the video. And I was like, well, what hype button? So I looked and it's not even available. And it's usually for folks with 1,000 subs. So I worked out on our video output and how many subs we usually gain that it would take us almost 11 years to reach 1,000 subs. So in 11 years' time, we can hit that hype button. We sort
of got to 600, didn't we? Then came to a dead stop.
Yeah, it has stopped round about now. Yeah. It just can to about 610, and it'll drop down again, and we'll lose 2 or 3, and then back up to 610. Yeah, I think we've reached our threshold now.
We never, honestly, I know people say that you should always ask, and it can be annoying, but I always forget. I
never do on my videos, mate. I never think. I always think if they want to subscribe, they're not daft people what watches videos. If they like it, they'll subscribe. I don't think you need to remind anybody to do it, personally.
That's it. I mean, the thing is, we don't monetize anything, do we?
No.
So it's not important. It really isn't important. But it would just be nice. That's the thing. It
just
would
have
just
some
be
of the
nice.
extra features on YouTube that all the other, podcasts have, really, that we don't.
It would be nice just to get to 1,000
in my lifetime, and I've not got long left. So like and subscribe, everybody.
It's an old fart now,
dude. I'm 50 next month.
Congratulations.
I'm dreading it. I'm 50, but looking on this video, I look 90. So, yeah. I mean, I'm kind of going back to the Steam frame. I'm sort of like, same as you, there's good bits about it. But it comes down to that bloody panel and what it looks like. If it's on par with the Quest, if I put one of those on and go, oh, well, you know what, this is pretty much on par with the Quest 3, I'm happy with it. It's a case of being happy with what you're looking at, isn't it?
Yes.
If you're happy with that headset when you've got it on, that's a good one. But if you look at it and think, well, this is not even on with Quest 3, this is below, then it's going to be disappointing.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, it depends how visible, when they're talking about screen door, it depends how visible it is. Is it visible? Is it blatant? Is it, if you just look at the screen and you're looking for it, then you sort of really notice it?
Yeah, exactly.
It's all these things, isn't it? But if I could, and again, every time I go back to my PSVR 2 from the Quest, it's not a massive, jump in numbers, but I always sort of think, oh, that extra FOV just feels nice. And if it's around, if it could just be around that, it would be like
what's the FOV on PSVR 2? Is it like 120?
No, this is it. It's like everything else. I think it lists it. Maybe is it listed as 110? But then again, every headset under the sun lists at FOV as 110.
Yeah, I know.
Right. There were people arguing on this on Reddit the other week about, the Quest FOV is 110. Blah blah. It depends where you measure it. The Quest rotates its lenses inwards, don't counter me. Actually, physically rotates the lenses inwards by is it 20 or 30 degrees or something
like that? Yeah.
So it aligns, the edges of the panels align within the bridge of your nose, basically. But that means if you're sort of horizontally measuring stuff, you could sort of cheat because the corners, the diagonal width of those panels are sort of being rotated and are slightly more horizontal now, so you can sort of think, well, if you measure that as that diagonal as your horizontal, which it isn't, it's, and because those panels are rotated, like if you think about it, like the top left of your left eye and the top right of your right eye have been effectively chopped off, hence the sort of more sort of curved shape of the lenses there. It's because you've rotated the panels, so there's no panel there. With the Steam ones, it sounds like they've actually kept them more in a normal orientation and have physically chopped slight bits off the bottom corners to where your nose of your bridge is. If you listen to, I think it was Norm's interview with the engineers, which is very weird, but it keeps consistent sort of, if you measure left to right or top to bottom, no matter where you measure on that panel, then it's consistent across or, up and down, as opposed to the lenses on the Quest where they've rotated them inwards. But I don't know.
They've kept the cost down, right? That's the whole point of the panel they've got and the resolution they're going for. That's to keep the cost down. Because if they got micro OLEDs, it would have been huge, and no one would have bought it. This is the thing why I'm thinking they're aiming for that 699, 799. They're aiming for that price point.
Yeah, I mean, if it was 600 quid, I think I wouldn't even think about it. I would pull the trigger because I'm too curious.
Yeah, same.
Once it for every 100 it starts going above that, it becomes the value proposition becomes increasingly more difficult to justify, and the guilt would absolutely creep in. Yeah, I don't know.
It's like having a headset. Absolutely. I mean, the Quest 3 mostly sits there doing nothing for me, apart from when we get some really good games to play, which isn't very often. That's the thing. So it's just gathering dust. Yeah. I mean, PSVR 1's got 4. It looks like it's come out the Ark of the Covenant. It's just sat there, and I've played. Last thing I played was that one that Gary played, Far Point, something like that.
Yeah.
And I just can't be bothered to fire all the cables and and sort it all out and play it.
But that was always the problem with that headset.
It's got more cables in it than I had coming out to me when I was in hospital.
The one thing I'm curious about as well is how good the streaming sounds good.
That's the thing
on the Valve thing. It sounds like it's going to be
the demo's what they gave experience. To the bloke on the video that I watched. I'll link his video below if we ever put this out on YouTube. But he said they had a special version of Half-Life Alyx where they just had a square bit that you could actually see the game, and it was it was the foveated streaming. So everything else was black. So wherever you were looking, it was showing the game, and everything else was black around it. And he said he never missed it. There was never any time that he looked somewhere and that was still black and not the actual game he was looking at.
Yeah.
And that sounds impressive to me.
One thing what did I can't remember if it might have been Road to VR. I honestly can't remember which one now, but we were a bit confused with this whole the foveated streaming, and then can you use it in conjunction with foveated rendering as well? And I think it was Road to VR, don't quote me on it, but one of the major sites said it works in conjunction for games that support it. So it does sound like it is a case of, as long as the game supports foveated rendering, it's not a driver level thing. But if the game supports it, then yes, you can do that, and you get
that's
the
good, but that maybe encourages devs to incorporate it into the game. But that's the thing with the foveated streaming one; it's on for everything, isn't it? It doesn't have to be incorporated by any devs for any games or things like that. But this is a thing I'm like, I'd love to try that. I'm like, especially on my PC on a 3060. How much more frame would I be able to get a stable 90 FPS, or would I still have to run in reprojection at 45? Or that's the thing for lower end PCs for me, which interests me more than anything, just to see how that would run. And if Half-Life Alyx looks good, look, I'm happy.
I mean, it would be interesting to see if you can throw multiple titles at it, and as like Norm said, just if somebody, he said that it felt like if somebody had told him he was wearing a wide headset, he'd have believed it.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
I mean, no compression or anything. That'd be
this is it, isn't it? Like on the podcast the other night, it was, some games I genuinely can't tell on the Quest that it's streaming. I really can't. Where other titles with like high frequency detail, all of a sudden it's like, yes, that's it's a video, it's an encoded image.
Yeah,
it's not a native image. If they've got rid of that, then that is a big win. So it feels like there's a massive wins in some places, and then that bloody panel.
Yeah, it's just a disappointment from our end. I mean, some people probably new to VR who've not got a headset or just getting into it probably won't even notice. You know what I mean? They'll probably think it looks great, but for us, it's
absolutely. I mean, as much as the DK1 got slagged off when it first came out, when I put that on, I was blown away.
Yeah,
because it proved the tech was working and it was only going to get better. So yeah, I think no matter what headset you put on these days, I think if it's your first time, it's gonna be impressive.
And I do like the fact that they're going gaming route. They're not going for any mixed reality stuff or any other gimmicks or things like that. It's purely a gaming headset. You want to play VR in it? Stream it, no problem. And this is the whole thing where Meta went, we've got the Rift S. We're going to bring a Rift S to let's cancel it. We're going to go standalone. Boom, PC VR's dead. Just as simple as that. I'd love now for Meta to get the boss to go, you know what, we'll release, if they had anything about them, they'd release all the catalogue, what's on the Rift store, onto Steam.
Onto Steam, yeah.
Because who doesn't want to play Lone Echo?
Yeah. What happened to all these studios they bought?
Well, they shut most of them down, right? I mean, they bought Ready at Dawn. Is it Ready at Dawn? If anyone's never played Lone Echo and Lone Echo 2, they're two of the best games in VR you'll ever play in your life. And Roger will atone to that because he's played them both, right?
No, I've still not played the second one.
Yeah, I know you haven't. That's why I said it. You need to get on it, you need to play it. You need to play it because it's the story of it integrates with the first one brilliantly.
Yeah.
And there's all sorts of bits that happen in it, and I can't tell you because you'll be like, really? It does that? And I'll be like, yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's, oh dear.
But this whole thing, I mean, this is what kind of makes me giggle a little bit. Meta went, right, we're killing it off. We're just going to go standalone because everybody's saying, well, I ain't got a PC powerful enough to play PC VR, to play these games. I want something standalone I can play games on. So that's what they've done. It's took us 7 years or whatever to catch up to a sort of decent game now where you can play it on standalone and say, I'm quite happy with how this looks. I'm happy to play a game on standalone. For then Valve to go, hey, who wants to play PC VR? So, you know what I mean? And just release a headset for streaming PC VR games.
Yeah.
I hope it does encourage devs. I really do. I know you signed over the panel, dude. Stop thinking about the panel.
So I'm also still thinking over that we're gonna see a bit of a surge in, flat games with a 3D mode, not a VR mode, but a 3D mode.
Depth 3D is good, mate. I used to do that on my channel for quite a few games, and it is impressive for what that does. So if they can get something like that, a 3D toggle it to 3D, then that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the things I've said this in the past as well. When I play a flat game, it's not the VR I'm missing. It's not being surrounded by the world I'm missing. A lot of the time, 90% of the time, it's the fact I've not got 3D depth perception.
Yeah.
You know, especially on a platformer. The amount of times I've died on a 2D platformer and just thought, I just wish this was in VR just so I could see the depth.
Yeah, you get confused when you go and you run up some stairs that's slightly in the background, but it doesn't look in the background, and you're running around thinking, hang on, and then all of a sudden it's, oh, wait a minute, I can walk up them stairs that I never realised I could do because it looks in the same plane of view as what I'm at now. I do know what you mean,
It always impressed me on some of the later levels of Astrobot. Some of the platforming you do, it's easy enough to do, but while I was doing it, I was thinking this would just be impossible on a monitor. And there are some sections on Astrobot later would literally be like rage-inducing if you tried to play it on a monitor. And I don't think some of the later sections you could even do on a monitor, on the original Astrobot anyway.
Do you think this will encourage Sony to do anything more?
No.
No, I don't either. I don't think the headset amount isn't there, is it? I mean, the initial, is it 500,000? That's what's reported, right?
It's something like that. I think there was a range, wasn't there? Was it initially reported 400 to 600,000? So 500,000 on average. Seems to be the number. That's And like how long does that last for? If they say, oh, making 500,000 in the first year, then that's not going to do anything.
No.
If it's like, oh, well, that's for the first few months, first couple of months, then fair enough.
I mean, if Valve do continue with this, it's took them it's 5 years, right, since the Index came out. Is it 5 or 6 now?
By the time it releases next year, Heaney was saying it'll be nearly 7.
I mean, this is the headset that you're going to have to use for the next 7 years. Allegedly.
Yeah, that was funny. Honestly, you really should listen to the Upload VR one. Apparently, Heaney was there saying, well, he were trying to push him on the possibility of a pro version. Yeah. And apparently, is it Ian Hamilton, the other guy who does the podcast with him? He was stood there in the same room trying not to laugh as Heaney just kept prodding him, saying, well, what do you think? Is it possible to be an upgrade? Or what would you think if I said pro version? Or, and apparently at one point they just turned around to him and went, well, do you want to come here and make it for us?
Yeah, I think I'm not sure who I met at the Pico event. It was either Hamilton or Heaney. I'm not entirely sure. Because he knew Gary, whoever it was. I mean, Gary would probably be able to tell you who it was. I wasn't entirely sure.
Yeah. Well, I'd have thought it would have been Heaney out of the two because he's this side of the pond, isn't he?
Is he kind of tall? Tall and fit and slim, if I remember. I mean, I wasn't drinking and I can't remember. The best thing about that was because it was in like the TikTok towers or whatever, so it was whatever floor it was, and we're up there. Obviously, I shouldn't have been there. Do you know what I mean? And there was all these famous folks there, famous YouTubers and that. But Mac in VR was there, and what you got is you got like a little lanyard, and you got what's these coloured discs for? You got like 3 coloured discs, little tokens in your lanyard, and that was for the bar to get drinks. So you could have like 3, you could hand a token over and say, I'll have a Stella or I'll have this, that, and they'll hand you the beer. Anyway, I don't drink, do I? So I was just getting water and that. And as I was going, I saw Mac like kind of lock eyes me and went, oh, Dace, come here, give me a hug. And I thought, oh, he's showing me some love. And I get him a hug and he whispered in my ear, give me them tokens. So he just wanted my beer tokens.
Oh, dear.
But yeah, that was good. I would like to stop there a bit longer and tried... Because that's another thing. You don't hear nothing about Pico anymore, do we?
Been a while.
It's been a while. I mean, what those trackers are for your, which I thought were pretty good. You know, the trackers for your, is it wrists and legs? That's what they were showing there, and they seemed to work really well. I think Tigress was on some sort of dance thing. Yeah. It was picking her up.
I wonder if it was it. I've got a feeling. I'm sure one of the upload guys mentioned that about that. They walked away from the demo. And one of the guys went, can we have his trackers back? Because he literally forgot he was wearing them.
Yeah. They were really good. And they've never really... I mean, I've not heard anything from Pico. I've got the Pico launch event thing in like a... They had like a photo booth as well. So there's me, Scorpio, and a Clickster. I think Andy's on there as well, Andy Morphs. And I've got that in a frame above me. But it doesn't say when it was, but it just says Pico London. But... not heard anything about Pico 5, or I'd be surprised if they come out with anything. I'd be very surprised.
Well, yeah, I literally just can't stop thinking about this bloody headset now. But the whole comfort thing, that is massive for me. That is, if I had to pick anything that I'd wanted an upgrade on, it would have been the comfort. It just wasn't at the expense of the panel. I
mean, just think what Quest could have done if they'd have put the battery in the back and took that out of the weight on the front. But because they're so tight and they want to sell their own straps with a battery pack in it, they won't do that because they're going to be losing out on money.
Yeah.
Because it's like release. This headset's 500 quid. You know what I mean? No, it's not. It's £700 by the time you bought another strap in that.
Yeah,
at least
but that's the thing, though. That's the thing. It keeps the cost down. It keeps that initial cost down. And I've done it before, and I'm in the process of doing it with speakers and whatever. It's like if you can buy something where the initial unit is X amount, and then afterwards you sort of think, well, in a few months I can buy this bit, and then a few months later I can buy that bit. All of a sudden, it's like you've spent a lot more than you ever would have done all in one go.
It's like
that's what I'm doing at the minute. Isn't it? Yeah. It's absolutely psychological.
It's like, would you pay 600 quid for a headset? Absolutely. Would I pay £800 for the strap and extra as a standard? Absolutely not. But would I pay the extra £200 later on to get the strap? Yes, I would.
Yeah. So, daft as it is. Daft as it is. Yep.
Yeah, I do agree. I'm just hoping we'll get some more hands-on with it and see some more videos and people are actually going to go in depth. We will. And not just say, the panels are great, the optical stack was great. I thought it looked good for me. I want people pixel pinching. I want Tyriel to get older one, and I want him to tell me what it's like. I want GT to get one. Do you know what I mean?
Let's have a look at get some materials through the lens videos, please. Show me, literally show me close up, and I think what I will say is, I think if you've got an index at the minute, I think this is going to be a big upgrade.
Absolutely.
I think it's going to be a massive upgrade for you. FOV might take a slight hit from the sound of it, but in every other regard, I think it'll be
It's another thing where you're going to get third-party fascias, or maybe even it depends how far away your eyes are from the lenses, right? I mean, if I go really, really close on my Quest 3, I can feel my eyelashes brushing the lenses, so I know that's too close.
That was, again, might have been upload. It was saying that it feels very close to your face. And again, this is another thing to think about as well. If I get one, it's like, oh, here we go, prescription lenses again.
Yeah.
So I need to know what the deal is with those.
I think they are working on them, right? They are something to come in the future, but obviously there's nothing yet.
I don't know. I'm
sure you'll get VR Rock and all these companies making them.
Yeah, I mean that's the
if
one
they
thing
want to
I do
send
like.
Us some, we'll try them.
That's what I do like about the Quest ones. The I don't know what the other ones are like, but the official Quest 3 ones.
Yeah, they're size lenses, aren't they? That's why.
Yeah, those they're so sort of thin compared to any other inserts I've ever tried. And in all honesty, when I first got them, I'm thinking, how the hell do these even clip in? And it's weird. It really is weird. They do just like snap in, but when you first look at it, you sort of think, well, there's nowhere for them to attach. But they do. It's like almost like a ridge around the outside of the lens, isn't it? And must be that. Yeah. You just sort of push it into it, and they snap on, and they are sort of quite flat compared to any other lenses. I
mean, I would love some diopter wheels and things like that, but I know it's very rare on headsets. There's a few headsets what do them, right?
Yeah, they were talking about that with one of the engineers, and they did experiment with it, and again, it was like a mechanically complex thing.
Yeah, there's too much involved with it to do it.
Adds more to it. And then, of course, it doesn't compensate for people who've got an astigmatism.
Yeah.
So, it's only adjusting the focal power.
I mean, this is why I struggle on the Quest 3 a minute, because my astigmatism and my prescription, I can just about see things when we're playing, but it's not great. So, I could do with some prescription lenses, but I need to get my prescription sorted again. I don't want to get the prescription I've got now because that's not good enough. I mean, it's only been a year, mate, since I've had these. So my eyesight's got worse in a year. And I've told them this before. I say, look, I'm usually a year. And they went, oh, no, you only need 2. But I spend a year not being able to see proper before you then go, oh, yeah, your prescription's changed.
I should probably go and get mine checked. It's been a while.
If I get some money soon for anything that's happening, who knows, then I'll go and get some new glasses because I'm still rocking the broken glasses now. I need to sort. But yeah, so that's some Steam frame afterthoughts from me and Rog. After the day, the morning before, the night after, or whatever it is. The morning after, the night before. Is that right?
That's
one of those things.
The morning after the night before, that's the one.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
It's like, oh, yeah. I need to go and finish off watching all the videos that were out there. I say I was up too late, and I just Well,
I shall put uploads on, and then is it the Digital Foundry one you sent as well? I shall check that out.
There's Upload, there's Digital Foundry. Gamers Nexus have got a video out, or I think they're doing multiple ones. They've got like a one out that covers everything. The the box and the controller and the headset.
I mean, that's still thing we didn't touch on too much on how great the controllers are. Because they're designed, they're basically a gamepad split in 2, aren't they?
Yeah.
You've got your buttons, your A, B, X, Y on the right side, and you've got your directional joypad on the other side. And I thought that's genius.
I did see some people moaning about the positioning of the analog stick because it's in a different location to where it is on the Quest. Yeah. But the sort of more towards the inside of your grip. And if I take the touch controllers and I rest my thumbs on the touch controllers rest where the buttons are. My thumbs rest where the buttons are, and that seems to be where the new analog sticks are. So I was thinking, well, I mean, for me at least,
same.
At least for my left hand, that feels like it might be a bit more natural. I could see that. And
there's 2 triggers, right, as well. I didn't realise that. They've got 2 triggers on.
Well, I think you've got your analog trigger like on a joypad, and then you've got your shoulder, your bumper button as well.
At the top.
So it literally is a joypad. Split in half.
Yeah, it's very clever that they've done that with the controllers.
It's important those buttons are all on one side as well because it brings parity with the joypad. People used to say, well, you've got joypad parity anyway, and you never had, because on a joypad, if your thumb is basically staying on that left analog stick for like 99% of the time, you don't have to move it off to press a button unless you go into the D-pad for some reason.
Yeah.
Where with the touch controllers, if you wanted to press the equivalent of like the X and Y button, you suddenly had to let go of your movement.
Yeah.
And it sorted that out.
That's another plus.
There's lots of good design decisions, I think. It's just unfortunately they've been counterbalanced by some less desirable decisions. So it's I don't know.
I wonder if someone went, let's have a really great panel. And then someone's gone, just make it as it is. I mean, you don't know how long this has been in development for. This could have been in development. They could have picked these panels and lenses 3 years ago, where it would have been leading, what the resolutions, well, not leading, but it would have been, good for what it was.
Now, again, it depends on the panel availability and what's being manufactured in it. It's like you've got too much. I mean, I know they have had them slightly custom altered, like the slight corners slightly chopped off for where your nose is. But aside from that, it's like you sort of expect most of them. You'd expect them to be sort of more, readily available off the shelf panels, especially considering what people are saying about them. I don't think there's anything custom really.
No.
In that regard.
But we could waffle on for hours about this.
Yeah, it's that uncertainty in it. It's that absolute uncertainty and not knowing without having seen it yourself.
Exactly. Putting the headset on and going, you know what? It actually looks all right. I'm happy with this. That's the thing that you.
I think the best thing to do is probably to get a bit too down on it.
Yeah.
So that when you actually try it, it might, if it's above your expectation, then you might sort of think, oh, actually, yeah, not bad.
I mean, spec-wise, I've put headsets on that spec-wise are amazing, and then you put it on and you go, oh, hang on a minute, this don't look right.
Yeah. I don't think we covered that, did we? The actual amount of RAM on board is 16 gig, so it's like double a Quest 3.
I thought the Quest 3 were 12.
Do you know what? Have we been gaslit? Because I was sat there other night thinking, I'm sure it's
12.
I thought it was 12. I thought unless the Quest 2 was 6 gig and the Quest 3 was 8 gig.
Oh, God, no. Quest 3 is 8 gig.
Right. Wow.
Well, where have I got 12 from then? Was it 12 on the Quest Pro?
Yes. I think you're right.
It was. It was 12 gig on the Quest Pro.
That'll be it.
I didn't realise it was 8. So, I mean, that's going to make a massive difference.
Yeah.
Double the RAM?
Yeah.
Yeah, we should have touched on that. So these are things to mention on the next podcast then, maybe.
Oh, dear. Yeah. Well, I think it's about lunchtime.
Yeah, I'm going to wash the pots. It's 12 o'clock. I've got a pair of shorts on. I'm going to get dressed. And who knows, maybe we'll put this out as just an audio thing on the YouTubes or whatever. I don't know. If people want to listen to more Steam Frame.
Yeah. Downers,
yeah. Us ripping it.
But yes, go and listen to all the major ones out there.
Don't take no notice of what me and Rog say. We just ramble on. We just talk crap. Right, everyone, we'll catch you on the next podcast, blah, blah, blah. I'm just doing all this in case we ever put it out. Right, we'll probably never will. So, anyway, until next time, take care.
Cheers.